Are you lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered, and maybe recently you've been feeling isolated or lonely and you've been longing to connect with a more soulful community of like-minded peeps? Or maybe you have been longing to step up and be a leader in your own community and you've been wanting to start your own meetup group. And if that's you today, this show is for you because we're going to be giving you tips and tools to learn how to attract that into your life today. And who am I? Well, I'm Jamie Smith. I'm a certified Law of Attraction facilitator. I'm also a certified LGBT life coach. And I'm super excited about today's show because I've got an amazing panel. Talk about a soulful community. Well, I can't wait for you to meet mine today. And but before I bring on the panel, I just want to give a quick shout out to those of you who are watching inside my own G Plus community. I've got a Google Plus community called the Happy, Healthy, and Gay. It's a Live Your Best LGBT Life. It's a law of attraction community. And that's a place where you can join right away. And I give tips and tools for you to help you to make your dreams come true. And really, that's the purpose of the Hangout with Jamie show. The purpose of this show is I wanted to create a show where you could just come be completely loved and accepted for who you are and learn tips and tools for you to feel empowered, inspired, and make your dreams come true. Say yes if you love that. All right. So let's start with my amazing panel today. I want to introduce you this amazing community to you right here. Let's start with Donnell on the left-hand side. My left-hand side. Donnell, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jamie, and welcome, everybody. Thanks for having me. My name is Donnell Hill, but most people call me Donnie. And I'm the founder of the Life Maximizer, and I work with the LGBT community and helping them really identify what is their legacy and what do they want to leave behind and what do they want to be known for. And so it's fun and exciting, and you get to learn so much about people when you hear them share their heart with you.
Thank you so much. I love that. I got goosebumps. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. All right, and also you have a special purpose today. You are the comment reader today. So for those of you who are watching this show and you want to say hello and say where you're from, or if you have a question for the panel or for me, you can go, and Donnell will come back to Donnell a little bit later, and he'll be reading the comments. So thanks for doing that. All right, Gary, welcome.
Hi, everybody. My name is Gary Goodwill, and I work for a humanitarian organization called Children of the Sun Foundation, and for them I focus on directing sacred activism campaigns which are purposed towards basically activating positive shifts in consciousness in different areas of world need. I'm currently traveling the world. I'm in New Zealand and happy to be here.
Yay, thanks for being here. All right, awesome. And Jerome.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Jamie, for having me here. My name is Jerome Braggs, and I am a spiritual teacher, coach, and intuitive medium. And I work with people to help them really create a life that makes them feel like they're most alive, like they're really alive, they enjoy the taste of their life, and they love who they are and what they're doing and where they are and all of that good stuff. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm so passionate about the LGBT community. Being a part of that, that's my community. So I'm really excited to be here and talk about today's topic.
Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. And we also did a one-on-one interview in my Spotlight series. You can go to hangoutwithjamie.com and see the powerful one-on-one interview that I did with Jerome. He shares some amazing tips on loving yourself, so you might want to go check that out over at hangoutwithjamie.com. All right. So I just wanted today, the first part of today's show, I just wanted to quickly just do a little law of attraction teaching and how you can use the law of attraction more deliberately in your life so that you can use it to go and attract a more like-minded, a soulful community of like-minded friends. So basically the law of attraction is basically the best definition I ever heard. It states that whatever you give your energy, attention, and focus to, you will attract more of that. And that's the first part. The second part is whether it's negative or whether it's positive. So the key here is to really get clear on the kinds of people that you want to draw into your life. That's the first step. So and because I'm a law of attraction trainer, I'm not a motivational speaker, by the way. I am a law of attraction trainer, and my hunch is that because this show is every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Many of you are starting to make the show a weekly habit, and so you might want to get into the habit of getting a pen and paper, because I love to give tips and tools that you can just run with them. So this is the three-step process. It's called the three-step deliberate attraction process, and you can use this to attract a soulful community of like-minded friends or whatever you want. Step one is you've got to identify your desire. You've got to get really clear on who are the kind of people that I really want to be around. Now, when I moved to Vancouver 4 years ago from Montreal, I didn't know that many people, and I was just kind of haphazardly just meeting anyone. And I said, no, wait a second. I had this vision. It starts with a vision. I always had this vision of myself having a dinner party with these loving people, having a potluck and sharing and just being completely myself and loved and happy and laughing. And so I wrote down on a piece of paper all of the qualities that I was looking for in community. So I wrote things like, who are the kind of people that I want to be around? I want trustworthy people, honest people, loving people, fun people. So I put all those qualities. So that's the first step. You've got to identify your desire. The second step is you've got to give your desire focus. You've got to give it energy, attention, and focus. So if you just write a list and then put it in your sock drawer, is that giving your desire energy, attention, focus? No, it's not. So you've got to give it some kind of energy, attention, and focus. So you start maybe looking online or talking about it. I was just talking to Gary before he went to New Zealand. He just said, hey, I'm looking for like-minded people. He put it out there to the universe, and he attracted that. So you've got to, talking about it is one way. Doing a vision board is one way. There are many ways. And the law of attraction states that that only works for you if it feels good for you. So there's no right or wrong, but you do have to give it energy, attention, and focus. All right? The third step is you've got to allow it. So once you identify your desire, once you give your desire energy, attention, and focus, then you will start to see evidence of manifestation happening. What most people do is like, oh, it's not happening, or just, you know, I think that another law of attraction calls allowing zero tension. So be patient, get out of your own way, and allow. Start looking, start being a proof finder, an evidence seeker, and you'll start noticing. Maybe you'll see a meetup group in your own community, or maybe somebody will mention a group, or maybe you'll meet a new friend at a party that's in alignment with your list. So just start paying attention. So the way we start to allow our desires is to remove the doubt that it's possible by finding evidence and proof and celebrating each step along the way. Now, that is like, I teach this in a whole day seminar, so that's like a real quick law of attraction seminar. But those three steps, if you can, we're going to keep repeating them and mastering them with the show. So yeah, they work. And you know, my friend Maureen, who's usually on the show, she's usually the comment reader. Her and I became law of attraction buddies, and we put the law of attraction to the test and the stuff that I teach. And I got the best email from her right off the bat. It said, Jamie, this shit works, man. So I'm not here to prove it to you. I'm just here to give you guys tips and I can swear on my own show, right? I'm just here to give you I'm here to give you tips and tools for you guys to go out and then you can prove it to yourself. All right. So what else did I want to say about that? Yeah. So one of the things also that I did is I created my own law of attraction LGBT meetup group in Vancouver, an in-person meetup group. And I'm going to come back to my panel, and then later on I'm going to give you some tools on what we do, because I have a very successful meetup group here in Vancouver, and I'm going to give you some tips and tools that you can use to create your own meetup group in your own community and make it your own. Say yes if you love that. All right, there's just one other thing I wanted to read before I go to my panel. It's from Cheryl Richardson's book, Life Makeovers. I love this. And then she said, it seems this is about connection. She said, it seems that many people feel lonely and isolated in today's busy electronic age. The need to connect is shared by many. Every client I've worked with and just about every audience member agrees that they'd like more high-quality relationships in their lives. It makes sense that this desire would be so strong. Over the last several decades, technology and chaotic schedules have driven a wedge between us. Yes, I know that we're told that email and the internet are actually connecting us, but I don't hear people saying things like, I wish I'd get more emails from the people I care about, right? And so we're going to talk about online communities like my G+ community. The other community that I love that I joined, this is how I met these guys here. And I'm going to give a shout out to Josh Hirsch. I also did a one-on-one interview with him. He created a group on Facebook called The Thoughtful Gay Man. That's where we all met. I mean, it's just the words themselves say it all. Those are the kind of people that I personally want to surround me. These are people that lift me higher. And this is my favorite quote. I have it on my fridge and I wanted to share it with you all. It's from Oprah. Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. Really, every successful person that I've ever met has a team of support, but of high quality people who lift them higher. So let's go to my panel again, because this panel really lifts me higher. And I just wanted to mention one other thing about online communities. They are fantastic, but I really think that they shouldn't be used as a substitute for connection. They should be used as a bridge for actual connection. So I just wanted to mention that, and this is what's happened with these amazing guys right here today. Danelle, I'd love to hear from you. Am I saying your name right? I keep calling you Danelle, but
you are. Okay. Actually, one of the few people who does pronounce it correctly.
Okay, good. All right. So I'd love to hear about what community means to you, or about what you'd like to share to those of the viewers who are watching about how they can create, a soulful community in their lives.
Yeah, as I was listening to you talk about the law of attraction, the thing kept coming up of like, what does it mean to deliberately attract? And I always remember like appreciation. That's been my lesson for the past couple of weeks. And how do you really appreciate the people around you, whether it's they go and do something for you, or it's just a quality that they have that inspires you or pulls out the best in you. And so for me, community is really about family and redefining what family means was beyond just your biological family. It's like, who are the people that you can just be with and enjoy spending time with and, make you feel good. And it's just like, you don't need to, friendships and community and family, it doesn't need to be hard or stressful. It's just like, these are my peeps, so.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, because unfortunately there's some LGBT peeps out there whose families have abandoned them, who have said, I don't want anything to do with you. What do you do then, right? So, I luckily have an incredible family, but they're in Montreal. I had to create a new family here. I call them my family. They are my family. That's a great point. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Gary, I'd love to hear about your experience with community, why it's important, and whatever else you want to share about community.
Oh, absolutely. As Jamie mentioned a little bit earlier, I was just sharing with him a story, because I actually I'm currently living in a community, a yoga community in New Zealand, and I came across this. And I do think that the law of attraction played a part in this, because it was a deep desire that I carried. It's an experience I've wanted for a long time, and I kind of needed to leave it up to the universe as to the when it was going to happen. Because in Vancouver, where I'm from, I had a lot of, I have good friends and people that I really care about and love that are my family as well. And so coming here, I came here by myself, and spent quite a few months on my own in Wellington. And then when it was time to come to this community, it was such a welcome thing, because I didn't know what I was missing until I really had it, and so being surrounded by this incredibly eclectic mix of people, sharing meals, spontaneous like potlucks, dance parties, like all kinds of things that are just, it's so much fun, and I'm surrounded by nature, butterflies, it's like living in a little pocket of paradise. And so you just add in all of these wonderful people, and yeah, it's really magical. And so I feel like my soul called me here to get these deeper lessons around what community means, the power that it carries to heal, and the importance of connection, And yeah, so
It's
that's my
so
story with
true. I mean, when
community.
you have friends like that, and like, you know, to me, the best friends that I have are the friends that they're loving, but if you're, they can also call you on your stuff, right? Like I have my best friends are like, we love you, but Jamie, and then, you know, they'll tell me the truth with grace and love, you know, or something that's bothering them. It's so important to have friends like that. That's awesome. All right, cool. And Jerome, tell us your thoughts on community.
Yeah, I think there's an element of community. I think something that's really important to get out there is why is community important? What does it do for you? And there are three elements that community does, which we really need, which is why it's such a beautiful thing that you can find one. One, a community is a place where you feel safe. So it's a place where you can really be vulnerable, you can be transparent, and you can feel held. And the other is that it's a place where you belong. Like, these are your peeps. They get you, you get them. You can show up as yourself. You can be your authentic self in this place and feel welcomed in that place. And then the last part of it is it's a place that provides some type of meaning for you and nourishment for you. So those types of things, that's why it's such a healing space, as all the people have said, is very healing. So that's why it's really an important aspect of our lives. But like you said, Jamie, sometimes, you know, some of the community, it may be hard. When I first moved to back to Oklahoma, I didn't know anybody here. I didn't really resonate with a lot of my family at the time. And so I didn't know where to go to form community. And that's kind of a very important part about, you know, the law of attraction, is that when you understand what community is, you understand how you want to feel inside of a community, you can then begin to put that energy, you can radiate that energy out, and that energy will return to you. People will start to show up. You'll start to meet people. You'll be led to the right places. But yeah, it's understanding, one, you can consciously create a community. If you don't know where that is, if you don't know, you know, if you don't have one now, you can consciously create one. And then understanding the elements that make a community, because a lot of times we're in community, we think we're in communities, when we're really in toxic relationships and toxic situations.
Yes, and I was going to say, well, what do you guys think about the LGBT community? Because I hear people say it's so hard to meet friends. People just want to have sex. They just want to do this. Nobody wants to. What do you say to that, to people in the gay community, or what do you guys think of the LGBT community? I find it's constantly evolving, but what I know from the law of attraction is once you put your focus on the kind of people that you want to surround with, then you start to see evidence of it more and more and more. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Donnell, what?
You know, it's really interesting because sometimes you have to lead to new conversations, and it's not always easy. And at least what I find for myself is that, you know, it's great talking about sex and, you know, inappropriate stuff that you would normally talk about with your family, but those aren't the only conversations people want to have or that we need to have. I mean, we're so much more than our bodies, and I think sometimes that gets to be the center thing that we focus on versus, like, what is it that we really care about and that we really want to share with people, and how do you begin to create the space where you can start having those more intimate conversations, and then that's when the connection comes back. You might still be physically attracted to the person, but it becomes this whole another level of, like, intimacy and being with another human being, you know?
Yeah, it's so true. I think after a while, like, so many of us are really craving meaningful discussions and meaningful connections, right? Yeah. Gary or Jerome, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, sure. Personally, yeah, like, my experience in Vancouver, at least, was, I mean, I had some good gay friends, but primarily I spent most of my more deeper spiritual connections were with women, you know, and so I did find it kind of challenging to connect on a really spiritual level in the gay community, which is why I was so grateful to come across the Thoughtful Gay Man, you know, and to have all those beautiful conversations taking place. And I mean, I was really seeking that because I really want to have those gay relationships, and they don't have to be sexual. Not that I'd be averse to that, but you know, I really crave that in my friendships, you know. I think it's something going forward in my life that I'd really like to manifest, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Okay, so your absolutely thoughtful gay man for me was just so refreshing. It was like, oh, we can talk about real stuff, right? And like I said, the law of attraction states that you get in your life whatever you give your energy, attention, and focus on. And I'm just amazed at the amount of community that is out there for all of us. And one of the most, I have an amazing one-on-one interview coming up tomorrow with Mark Anthony Lord. It's starting June 1st. You can go to, let me make sure I get the website correct, the globalpridesummit.com. globalpridesummit.com. It's really about, it's 5 days of amazing speakers, coaches, authors, some lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and amazing allies who are going to be put this 5-day conference together. I'm going to be interviewing Mark tomorrow. He's the founder of that summit, and so you might want to check out that interview or go to, what did I say? globalpridesummit.com. So it's just, I saw that too. So I never saw those things before. So it's amazing once you start raising your vibration and bringing those kind of people into your life, then you just start attracting more of the same. So I didn't make it up. It's the law of attraction. So speaking of the law of attraction, I just want to remind you that in Vancouver, it's the same name. It's called the Happy, Healthy, and Gay Live Your Best LGBT Life Law of Attraction Meetup Group here in Vancouver. And what we do is we get together, and for the past 2 years, we have been just focusing on this book, Law of Attraction by Michael Lozier. He's who certified me to become a Law of Attraction facilitator. And so if you want to start your own Law of Attraction meetup group in your community, I'm just going to give you a few tips and guidelines on how to do that, and then we'll wrap up. So one of the things, if you want to start, you want to go to meetup.com, obviously. I think there's a small fee, but it's really worth it because it's a great way. They help you with marketing and getting the word out there, and they teach you step by step how to start your own meetup group. But here's some guidelines that I wanted to share with you guys if you wanted to start your own group. And you can start in your living room, or you can, we started with 4 people in a coffee shop. Really, it only takes 2 people to have a group, really. So we started with 4 people in a coffee shop, and I ended up, through the law of attraction, attracting a community center who loved what we were doing, and now they give us a free space. I mean, this is what can happen when community comes together. Ideas pop into your head, friendships get formed, business ideas get formed. I mean, all sorts of amazing things happen. So first guideline is once you have your space, is start on time. Really start on time and end on time. And because my group is now, you can have a gay group. I know Josh Hirsch, the founder of the Thoughtful Gay Man, has a meetup group in Chicago, and it's for gay men. You might want to go check that out. My group is LGBT. I just wanted to, one of my desires was to have a group where lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender could all come together and just get to know each other, and I've met some incredible people through doing that. Now, because my group is LGBT, one of the things that we do is we state our name, and then we state our preferred pronoun. And I'm going to be doing some shows on pronouns because it's constantly evolving, and I didn't even know about it. So there are some people that identify as they or them, and it's really out of respect. So we do that. We go around and say our name and our preferred pronouns, and make sure we also end on time. So mine lasts an hour and a half. There's no food or drink because it's focused. It's a law of attraction focused discussion group, and we stick to the subject of law. And we usually have a different theme. And I like to stick with one book at a time until we really, feel like we've come to completion with it, and then we move on to another book usually. So I start the meeting by asking, what have you attracted since the last meetup, right? So it really increases the vibe. We start with a celebration. And then the second question I usually ask is, what changes are you noticing from this group? What are you noticing? So that really inspires everybody else in the group. And then the last question I like to ask is, what are you noticing about your thoughts and your words? Because if you saw episode 3 from last week, I really talked about how to stop attracting negative things, and it's really about our words, and our thoughts are way more powerful than we realize. And those thoughts and words go out into the universe. They affect our vibe. Our vibe goes out into the universe, and the universe just has one job description, that's to match our vibrations and brings us more of the same. So you might want to check out episode 3. And yeah, have the purpose of the group. The purpose of my group is a place where you can be completely yourself and be inspired, uplifted, empowered, and learn tips and tools that you can use to help make your dreams come true. And then eventually, some of you might want to start charging for the Law of Attraction group. We just do it by donation, but some of you might want to start charging, and that's okay as well. So that is basically about it. It's really, I've just been amazed about what has opened up since starting the meetup group. And yeah, that's basically about it. So if you start one, if you want to call yours the Happy Healthy Gay Group too, my dream is to see happy healthy gay groups all over the world. You can use this logo. I can send it to you. Feel free to use it and start your own happy healthy gay group in your community. Just let me know. I'll send you this graphic that I got done, and you can use it for your meetup group. I'd be more than happy to help you, support you in making that happen. So I'm also going to print out the guidelines and put it on my website, so as a reminder, step by step, on how you can run your own meetup group as well. All right, we're coming up to the end of the show. I would love to hear from each of you. What's your last thoughts on community, or what are you taking away from today's show? So now let's start with you.
I would say my big takeaway is allowing the people around me to support me more. It's easy for me to just be like, nope, I can do it by myself. I'm strong, but that gets exhausting after a while, and the people around you want to help you. So that's my practice.
That is awesome. Thank you very much. And Gary?
I'm taking away the importance of really living in that feeling tone of the qualities that you want to attract in your life, to really cultivate those, because that's within our power every single day. We can cultivate the feelings of joy, happiness, all those kinds of things that we want to see reflected in our community. So that's what I'm taking away. Thanks, Jamie.
Awesome. And Jerome?
I am taking away to remember that what I get out of my community is what I bring to my community. The energy that I bring to my community will be the energy that I get out of it. Am I coming authentic? Am I coming vulnerable? Am I coming of service? Am I coming loving? If I come from that energy, that's the only energy I can give back. But if I'm not, then I'm going to get the energy that I'm bringing back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, we could talk so much more about this, but we're coming up to the end of the show. I hope you guys found this really helpful. Gary, I gave you a special task today as well. What is next week's episode, please?
Absolutely, yeah. Next week episode is episode number 4, How the Law of Attraction Can Help the LGBT Community with Self-Esteem.
Awesome, thank you. The Law of Attraction, this is why I love teaching, because it's not just about manifesting stuff, which it is too. You can manifest some amazing stuff, but it's really helped me with my confidence, my self-esteem. I had never even thought for a million years I'd be hosting a hangout show, and so the amazing things that have come into my life have really helped me with my own letting go of self-hatred and really vibrating, like Jerome said, from that loving place. So I hope you've all found this very, very helpful today. It's certainly been a pleasure having you guys on the panel. Thank you so much to my amazing, extraordinary panel. Go join my group or join the Thoughtful Game Out on Facebook. We're all here to support you, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.